Surely this must be a traumatic experience for you. Welcome to Legends of Gotham, where we talk about Fox's hit series Gotham, set in the world of Batman. I'm Bill Meeks.
And I'm Anne-Marie DeSimone.
And oh my goodness, people.
We're back.
We're almost back. Gotham comes back 10 days from today, I believe. What was that?
We're back.
We are back.
I'm just excited. I've missed this.
Okay, normally we do a lot of fluffy stuff up at the beginning, a lot of preamble, a lot of this, a lot of that. We don't have time to do it because we have something so important to share with you. Your head is going to explode in your hands. Once again, in advance of new episodes of Gotham, John Stephens, the executive producer of Gotham, also the director of episode 19, you'll find out, or 18, I think. But he's agreed to talk with us a little bit about Gotham Season 2B, Wrath of the Villains. So let's run the interview, and then we're going to come back and talk about a bunch of news and stuff that's come out about it. So let's take it away. Hey, Past Bill, why don't you get started? My guest today has worked as a producer on shows like The OC, Gilmore Girls, and Gossip Girl. He's also the executive producer on Gotham and wrote episodes like The Last Laugh and my personal favorite, The Balloon Man. I still love that episode.
Thanks, man.
He's also the author of the Books of Beginnings series, and his name is John Stephens. How's it going, John?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for calling me.
Oh, thank you for taking the time to talk with us today. We always love talking to you and hearing from you about Gotham, and it's almost back so soon. I think
so soon. I know, it's amazing.
I know.
The wait is almost over.
I think it's about a week and a half from now. So
yeah,
we're pretty pumped. Okay, I do have some questions for you about the upcoming season 2B. Okay, so first off, season 2A was called Rise of the Villains, and then you guys announced a little while back that season 2B is going to be called Wrath of the Villains. Why is it called Wrath of the Villains? Will we be seeing a different side of our favorite Gotham baddies this year?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we wanted in some way, I mean, we conceived of the season as being like one cohesive serialized story, but broken really into two chapters. So we wanted the two chapters to feel different. We wanted them to have their own identities. And in the second half of the season, it's very much the case that a lot of the actions that our characters took in the first half of the season will have their repercussions in the second half of the season, and people will sort of, I guess, strike back at our characters because of what happened. So we'll see a lot of things come home to roost in the second half of the season.
Excellent. Okay, now one of those villains that is going to be all wrathy is Mr. Freeze. And, you know, last time we talked, you were just starting to break his story and his character and everything like that. Yep. And you mentioned that you were going to, you wanted to kind of tailor that character to the actor. Well, you have the actor now, and you guys are pretty deep into the story. Did anything major change once you cast the part and started breaking the story?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, there's a great deal of emotion in the context of the character, and Nathan Darrow brings that to the character. So he was really sort of tailor-made to that element of the story, which was really wonderful. He feels like a very much the loving husband that you want Victor to be. So as soon as we saw him, I mean, in all honesty, he was like the idea of what we were imagining. So we didn't have to do too much tailoring, to be truth, because great, done.
We've got the guy now.
We got the guy. We can move on. Perfect.
Okay, so you know, there's been a lot of variations on the Mr. Freeze character. What separates the Gotham version apart from the versions we already know?
You know, I honestly think that the biggest difference is just the level of boots-on-the-ground humanity that is portrayed here. I mean, when you think of the other villains, whether it's in an animated world or like in television or in like the movies, I do feel like they come across first and foremost, or even in the comic books, as a kind of, except for a couple versions in the books actually, as supervillains, you know? And I feel like the version of Victor Freeze that we see here is first and foremost a man, you know, and someone who is in love with someone and doing everything they can to save them. And that what happens, who he becomes, you know, Mr. Freeze, is far down the line and really a reaction to the events around him. But we meet him and we interact with him and we come to know him really as a person. And I think, to me, that's what's different more than anything else, you know.
Oh, yeah, and I've definitely got the the indication through some of the episode press releases that come out and everything that it's really going to be like a Mr. Freeze prequel. Like usually we start where he already has the powers and his wife's in the thing and this, that, and the other, and it really feels like you guys are going to get a chance to build it out, which is so great in Gotham in general that you guys get a chance to tell those early stories.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think on the one hand, you get to tell the emotional arc, so you go on the journey with them as they become that. I mean, like watch the development of like Enigma, and you actually watch him become who Enigma is becoming because you get to follow every step of the way. I think on the other hand, you also get to see, like as we take steps towards that supervillain world, we want to make sure that the steps we take are like not baby steps, but like they are like very conscious steps. We're not leaping over anything. So as you watch Mr. Freeze actually developing his weaponry, everything feels like a logical next step, and we're not immediately leaping to him with the things you would imagine from the movies.
Oh yeah, that actually leads me to my next question. It seems from everything I've seen about Wrath of the Villains coming up that you guys are kind of leaning hard this past season into the more supernatural elements of Batman's world, I guess I could say. So has there been any hesitation on your side to bring these elements to the forefront, or is this something you've been building towards all along?
I would say hesitation. I would say caution. It's definitely something that we've been building towards. And I wouldn't use the word supernatural. Like the approach that we decided to take was like, as we start taking steps to that world, let's start introducing what we're going to call the science villains. Like villains who have powers and have weaponry and etc. But everything would seem to have some sort of grounding in science. Like, so the science that they're doing in Gotham at this time is advanced or ahead of the world in which we live, but it does still feel like in a possible world believable because of the fact it does have a natural scientific basis. So we're never going full supernatural, in that sense.
No ghosts and goblins.
No, we want to keep it as grounded. Unfortunately, keep it as grounded as we can because of that. So anything we do as on the surface outlandish as it might seem, we always try to trace it back to a reasoning in this world.
Excellent.
So yeah, we have caution about that stuff.
It makes for a good story. So it's all good. Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking of science and realistic technology, you have like I don't know if it's a Commodore 64 or something that Thomas Wayne was using.
It seems like it, right?
Yeah, before his untimely demise, and right at the end of Rise of the Villains, we found out that Lucius had kind of fixed it, and they were going to start digging into it. Are the contents of Thomas's computer going to lead Bruce anywhere this half season?
They absolutely are. They're going to lead him closer towards the answer to who killed his parents, who was behind it, and lead him into some deep, dark waters. So yeah, you absolutely keep watching, and what comes out of that computer will lead Bruce towards the end of the season.
I hope it's a version of like Joust or something.
Essentially, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you guys have a lot of new villains coming up this half season too. B.D. Wong's playing the classic mad scientist character Hugo Strange, and we have Mr. Freeze, Azrael I saw, and of course all of our favorites from season 1 and season 2A. Now a big criticism of the show, not ours. We love the show. We think you guys are perfect. Don't change a thing. But,
thanks, man.
But a lot of people I constantly see the complaint, and like we get it in the emails and stuff, that too many villains coming too quickly. I'm wondering, what do you think? Is it hard to juggle such a large ensemble cast while adding your own original characters?
Yeah, I mean it is. I mean, like we have a large ensemble cast. We have a lot of characters to bring in. It's a constant sort of like juggling of like what characters are sort of peaking at what times and what characters are in like rebuilding phases at another time. So you're always trying to track them like sine and cosine curves, so that it all balances out properly. I mean, the thing that I would say about like the villains that we bring in too, we do try hard, and I think you'll see it in the second half of the season, that when we bring in a villain, it's not that we bring them in for 1 or 2 episodes and then they're sort of done. Now we're actually trying to develop them further. So a lot of the villains that we saw in the first half of the season, like say Firefly, we're going to see her again in the second half of the season. So like we shouldn't view that as like a kind of like a couple episodes and then like, oh, we've done Firefly. That was sort of the foundation, and now we're going to see her again. So they've really become part of the world of our show.
Yeah, and I really appreciated that, particularly in the first half of the season with Theo Gallivan, because you never knew what you were getting with him. I mean, he was even surprising me in the last episode when he completely kicked Gordon's ass and everything.
I know.
It was shocking and amazing and fun. Okay, another villain you guys really hit hard in season 2A was Jerome.
Yes.
And in The Last Laugh, which is an episode equally loved because of Jerome and hated because he died at the end.
I know.
You really fleshed them out, and he's one of my favorite Joker-esque characters, I should say now. But were you happy with how Jerome was received, and why did you decide to kill him when so many people had just fallen, head over heels in love with him?
I was very happy with how he received. I thought, Cameron did an incredible job. He brought an incredible level of this elan and flair to the role that I think really communicated to everybody the essence of who the Joker should be. But we also wanted to establish the fact that what we're trying to set the seeds for here is not to do necessarily the Joker, because we can never do the Joker, because of the fact that Batman creates him. That we wanted to say, he might be the inspiration for the Joker, or he might be the first of many of the inspiration for another inspiration for the Joker. And that we'd always imagined Cameron's character as being sort of a stone that's thrown into a very still pond, or like the rock that begins an avalanche, and we're going to see more and more of that come along. Which I think, as people keep watching, they'll see that Cameron and that role of Jerome was not like a close-ended thing, but actually the beginning of a movement.
Oh yeah, and one thing that the last scene in The Last Laugh that kind of impressed me was that, none of these dozen or so guys you show at the end might end up becoming the Joker, but Jerome definitely inspired that unique brand of Gotham madness.
Yeah, I know, right? Sure.
Okay, so you guys are probably pretty close to finishing up season 2 at this point. What will surprise us about how our characters end season 2, or what characters will surprise us by the end of season 2?
I think a lot of characters. I think. Well, wow, it's tough to say. It's tough to say that without giving things away. Too much away. I think the changes that certain characters are going to go through, certain core characters are going to go through, are going to surprise us a great deal. I think that certain characters who we thought were gone and never to return, they are going to come back in ways that we never imagined, and that is also going to surprise us. Go with the adage that you can't keep a bad man down in Gotham.
Nice. Okay, so Gotham. John, I'm sorry, but Gotham can be really, really gruesome sometimes. You guys have this thing with eyes, and I have a thing with eyes, so it's like, Okay, so I was wondering, you guys get away with a lot for primetime network television. Has there ever been...
Yeah, it's shocking, I know, right?
I know.
I'm kind of amazed.
Yeah, I was wondering if there was anything you guys had ever put in a script or something that the network was like, okay, guys, you can't, I don't know, feed a guy his own arm or something like that.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. That happens all the time. Happens all the time.
Yeah.
Example. Let me think of an example. Well, there was a moment last year where Penguin is getting this guitar player to stop seeing this girl in order to win over this bar, and so he has his helper start cutting off the guitar player's fingers, and we see I think in the finished script, I don't know if we actually even see any fingers hit the bottom of it, but we hear at least one hit the bottom of it. But in the first cut of that, we see all 3 fingers be cut off and hit the bottom of the pail, and they're like, that's way too much. Or a lot of times it'd be like, just in terms of any random beating, they'll be like, can he hit his head on the pavement 3 times less than that? Or can we take out the thuds a little bit more and not make them quite so wet? I would say the early cuts of it are always probably 20% more violent than the cuts that end up airing, which is amazing to imagine. So.
Yeah, you guys should put some of those extra gory cuts on the finished DVDs or something.
I know the actual cut in episode, I think it was 5 this year. There's a flashback of them cutting off the arm of a Dumas ancestor, and which is pretty gruesome in the way it was even aired. Yeah. But the actual cut of that is incredibly gruesome. It's like a Dario Argento film. It's amazing. It's pretty gruesome.
Nice. Yeah, you guys always, like, every time I think I'm okay to, like, not look away when something violent starts happening, it's something with the eyes, and I just, like, ah.
I know.
Okay.
It's a good point.
Point to the eye. Okay, so any other little teases you can give us on the way out? Characters you're excited for, favorite lines, that sort of thing?
I mean, I'm really excited about. I think the rise of Nigma in the second half of the season is going to be incredibly exciting. I think Corey delivers an incredible performance, and you see him step forward more and more into that Riddler role, and it really is. It's watching the creation of an archetypal character, and I think it's fascinating. I think people are going to really respond to that.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, I really responded to him kind of stepping up and awakening in Season 2A. I hope he still has a really good relationship with Penguin, though. They were the best of buds.
I know, they were good roommates, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
They had their problems with mustard or something. But
yeah.
It was pretty good overall. Okay, so John, you get to get head writing credit on a couple episodes every once in a while. What episode should we watch out coming from you for 2B?
I don't think I actually have a credit on any episodes of this second half of the season.
Okay.
I just directed episode 18 though.
Very nice, very nice.
Which is a lot of fun. An enormous amount of things happen in the episode. It's where things actually start to ramp up. It's the episode that ramps us up towards the finale. From 18 to 22 is all like one long story towards the finale, and 18 is the one that kicks it off.
Excellent. Okay, now, I have one last question for you. It's not Gotham related, but Anne-Marie, my co-host, asked me to ask you specifically this. She knows you worked on the Gilmore Girls. She knows there's a reboot coming up. What are your thoughts on it?
I think that sounds great. I can't wait to watch it. I have nothing to do with it.
Oh, yeah, I know you have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be great.
Excellent.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, John, I want to thank you so much again for taking the time to talk to us. Hopefully we can hear from you sometime during the season, too. Maybe a little voicemail or something. Excellent. Okay, well, I guess I'll go ahead and throw it back to future Anne-Marie and Bill. Take it away, guys. Man, Pass Bill, that was a really good interview.
That was fantastic.
You were a very skilled interview, Pass Bill.
Very skilled. Bravo.
But thank you so much to John for coming on and talking with us and everything. A really in-depth interview, too.
So many good tidbits.
Definitely. I love the detail of
the fingers,
the guitar player, and not enough fingers, and all this stuff.
Knock it back 20%, guys.
Now, we didn't mention this up at the top of the show, but you can always join us for Gotham once the show's back in season. Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. EST at live.universebox.com. We have a chat room.
We have quite the chat room this evening.
Yeah, and I would just like to mention that Joe the Cop himself, Tom Calderon, I believe is how you pronounce it. Yeah, he's in the chat room, and he's talking with us. He shouted me out in the chat room. I'm shouting him out back on the stream.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
Yeah, if you don't know, he plays one of the GCPD's finest on Gotham. You'll usually see him at a desk behind Gordon.
He's normally typing something.
Or bringing in a perp or something like that. So we love Tom, for sure.
Absolutely.
And pleased to see you in the chat room. Also Bobby and Michael Lucero, Morgan Scorpion, and everybody.
Franny made a brief moment in time, and then she disappeared, so I'm sure she'll be back.
Hopefully. Yeah, she might be watching. She might be watching.
Hey.
Okay, now if you guys have never been, this is Wrath of the Spoiler Party.
Whoa, that just took a turn.
If you've never seen one of our spoiler parties, basically what we do is it's a rundown of all the news and stuff coming out of the world of Gotham in between seasons or in between episodes. Now, some of the stuff is kind of spoilery. So if you're
because it's a spoiler party.
Yeah.
If you like spoilers, stay. If you don't, listen in a couple weeks.
And, I mean, we honestly, it's nothing that hasn't been. Tom says, "Love you guys too. We love you, Tom." But if you've been paying attention to the press for Gotham and all the news stories on all the news sites about Gotham, you're not going to have any surprises here.
Probably not. No.
And we're also going to have all the links to these at the show notes at legendsofgotham.com.
Yes.
But, and we always try and structure it to where it's least spoilery to most spoilery.
I don't know if we really did that this time.
We didn't do that this time? But,
nope.
Well, I would say we definitely started with least spoilery, though.
Well, yes.
lead story. It's somebody's birthday. Should we sing?
Somebody's having a birthday.
No, we can sing the actual birthday song because it's out of copyright. So you want to go ahead and do it?
And a one, and a two, and happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha.
Happy birthday to you.
Cha cha cha.
Happy birthday, dear Bruce Wayne. Happy birthday to you. Yes, today is David's birthday. He also plays Bruce Wayne on Gotham. And apparently, he shares a actual
they
birthday.
actually share birthdays
with Bruce Wayne.
So that's a thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's a cool thing.
He was destined to play the Batman. He was destined to play
Destiny.
But no, happy birthday, David.
Yes.
Glad you're a year closer to putting on the tights. For sure.
A year closer to that cape and cow.
Yes, okay. No, actually, yeah, you're right. This next story is probably one of the most spoilery stories we have.
I know.
So
I just put them in order that I found them. I didn't rearrange them.
that's fine. But apparently, somebody from season Rise of the Villains, season 2A, is coming back as a character we all know and love.
Back again.
It's James
Frayne is back.
Theo Gallivan. And not only is he coming back, even though how, I guess Hugo Strange might have something to do with it, but he'll be back, not just as Theo Gallivan, the mayor of Gotham.
No.
Tom C. says the mayor's grown wings.
Franny's back!
Nice. But he is going to be Azrael.
Azrael.
Tell us about Azrael.
I was going to say, tell me about Azrael.
No, he is the agent of vengeance for the Order of Saint Dumas. He was famously the most famous Azrael. It's like a mantle. It's like an honorific that gets passed down. Like they always have an Azrael to do their bidding.
Okay.
But the most famous one was Jean-Paul Valley, who replaced Batman when he got his back broken by Bane back in the 90s.
Okay.
And he became this ultra-violent Batman.
Ooh.
And Batman had to come back from being paralyzed to take him out. A really complicated story. He wore like a fake mustache for a while. It was pretty intense.
That is pretty awkward.
Yeah, he fell in love with his physical therapist. Good story. Night rises, or right after nightfall, whatever happened right after that. Yes.
Archangel of Death. Okay. Rock on.
Yes, but we have some spoilery picks here, and it's very
They're
much...
They're good pictures.
Yeah, it's very much the comic book version. It's a very comic-accurate Azrael.
Cool.
What do you think about it?
I think it looks awesome. Mm-hmm. I love, it was really neat because I don't know the character because, again, that's what I do is not know things. Mm-hmm. But it looks really, I'm interested to see how it goes. And actually, as Morgan points out in the chat, Penguin did say he wanted to kill him again.
Yeah, we have that coming up, too.
That is coming up.
Yeah,
hey,
from the preview clip.
Yes.
And Morgan also calls it Asbats.
Asbats.
Yeah, and also I want to point out that Franny in the chat room says, love to all the cast on Gotham and to all the Gothamites.
Well, love to you as well.
Yes, there's so much love in this room.
All of the love.
Love.
I have a little fake heart.
Love is all around here in Gotham and elsewhere. Okay, but yeah, Azrael coming around. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be totally awesome. Okay, next up. We have some details on where we're going to be when we come back from the mid-season finale.
Yes.
Or when we come back after the mid-season finale.
Yes.
So, Amory, why don't you go ahead and run through this real quick.
So I believe it is 1 month or so since where we just were.
Mm-hmm.
I, of course, didn't put that in my little point out notes. Gordon is under fire for everything he's been involved in that happened in the last episode.
Good.
Shocking. Gordon's getting yelled at for something he did. Penguin is behind bars, which is something I kind of almost thought I'd never see.
Mm-hmm.
New leadership in the underbelly of Gotham. So, we have none of the mob bosses because we killed them all in season 1.
I kind of hope it's the lady.
I would love for it to be the lady.
I don't think we got nearly enough of the lady. The character played by the actress who plays Missy on Doctor Who.
I can't even think of her name now.
Yeah, I'm blanking on her name right now. But
let's see. And what happens when someone is unfrozen is apparently very disgusting and you don't want to be eating.
I would imagine they'd be a little bit of a slushy.
So you may not want to snack while watching Gotham. There's my warning for you.
Unless you're a cannibal, in which case it'll be a great frozen treat for you.
It'll be fantastic.
It'll be a margarita.
Smoothie.
It'll be a
murderita.
A murderita.
A murderita.
Yes,
that is
definitely.
that is unfortunately crazy, and I love it. So yeah, yay.
Yeah, and Tom C says it will be chilling not just because of Mr. Freeze.
Ooh.
Excellent. Yeah, but I'm very excited about it. The one big question mark floating out there is Leslie and what's happening with that whole situation. But I'm sure we'll get answers eventually.
She's got enough going on in her own personal situation.
Morgan Scorpion predicts that it'll be Butch that it happens to. I hope not.
I love Butch.
We love Butch.
No.
We absolutely love Butch.
No more bad things for Butch. He already has a mallet hand.
Well, that's a good thing. I would consider that a good thing.
Quack. Not the way it happened.
Okay, now there's been a lot more that's come out about this since last we talked about it. B.D. Wong as Hugo Strange. Now, he did it looks like an interview with comicbook.com. And
no, that from somebody else. They pulled it from
they pulled it from somebody else. But yeah, he did an interview. He teased out a couple things about Professor Hugo Strange. Although I will point out, if you go to his Twitter account, last night when he was doing a bunch of press interviews for Gotham, he was periscoping.
Was he?
Yeah, he was doing a periscope and he was answering questions between things. Yeah.
I wish I'd have noticed that. Periscopes expire in 24 hours.
They do.
It's annoying.
You better run. But what are the teases he got out there about Hugo Strange?
The little things that we got from B.D. Wong is what he is doing there is indeed very, very bad. So he's not doing good things. There's no good works coming from Hugo
He's
Strange.
not going to turn bad. He's already there.
He's already there.
Morgan Scorpion clarifies she meant Butch will be the new crime kingpin.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm
That's
okay with that. Much better. Much better. And Penguin will head to Arkham Asylum and be making a stop at Indian Hill. Ooh. What would that do?
Does that mean he will die?
You know?
Penguin in a jar. I don't know.
I don't even know.
Because they had those jars.
There's jars of everything everywhere. So I don't know what that. I don't know. We actually get a little bit more in the next little clip between the two of them.
That's fair.
That's fair. So I don't know.
Well, I guess we should go ahead and look at and talk about this little clip. Like, basically, it's just Hugo Strange sitting across from Penguin, who's in, a standard
issue
jail
Gotham
jail uniform, and Hugo's kind of poking and prodding at Penguin's psyche a little bit. Like, shouldn't you be a little bit distraught?
Yeah.
Aren't you under some pressure?
How are you adjusting to jail life? Yeah, there's a lot of that.
I definitely want to see what landed Penguin in jail. I mean, obviously, Hugo does mention...
it's the murder of...
I was going to say Hugo does mention Theo Gallivan. Yeah. So obviously there was something came out about that. Or
he killed the mayor. Well, actually, Gordon killed the mayor.
But he was out because the mayor came back, right?
What?
Remember the mayor came back and pointed a finger? Oh, yeah. But
he pointed the finger at Penguin.
Yeah.
He basically the story that the rest of Gotham is going with is that Penguin kidnapped Mayor James and killed Theo Gallivan. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's a pretty good clip. I definitely recommend you watch it. We can't do it justice because we're not nearly as good at acting as B.D. Wong.
I don't know. I'm a pretty darn good actress when I have the chance.
Hi, I'm Penguin.
Oh.
No, see, I can't do it.
No, you can't.
Hi, I'm Hugo Strange.
No, that is not the B.D. Wong Strange.
Okay, we have some stuff from over in the chat room. Okay. Let's see here. Franny says, can't wait to see Butch's scenes.
Wonder if he is going to do the little song and dance again, though.
There is some information here about some stories we have coming up about some returning characters that we'll talk about in just a couple minutes.
Oh, hold on, wait. One thing that Tom said after it'll be chilling and not just because of Mr. Freeze says flamingo drink. Ooh, the flamingo.
The flamingo returns.
I loved the flamingo.
He was fun.
Minus the eating of people. What is with the people eating the people?
Yeah, and Tom C. also says, never underestimate Oswald. Look at how he was. Look at what has happened to those who have before.
There you go. True. There we go.
Took a second.
Took a minute.
Yeah, and Franny doesn't like Oswald and Stripes. And Bobby thinks that B.D. Wong is going to make a great Hugo Strange. I really liked they released...
Yes, Morgan.
Yeah, but they released a a bunch of pictures of them like iterating through various Hugo Strange outfits.
Yes,
or like
trying to decide on the look,
the makeup and stuff. And I really love the look they eventually went with. There were 2 or 3 other really good options there.
Yeah,
too,
no, but I think this is perfect. It's exciting.
I know it's going to be great. And you followed us on Twitter too.
Yay!
So if you're swinging by the live stream,
Hi.
Okay, but we're gonna get back, and we have a bunch more big stories coming up. But first, we wanted to tell you a little bit about our Patreon. Anne-Marie, why don't you do the honors?
Hi guys, we have a Patreon over at patreon.com/universebox. This is just a way that you can make a monthly donation to help support all of our podcasts: Legends of Gotham, Greetings from Storybrooke, We're So Lost, Disney Pass Holder Project. Am I missing anything?
I think that's
about it. We've been, spending the past couple years amping everything up, and this just helps offset some of those costs and, bring you more content, like
Definitely.
more podcasts. But you can start donations at 10 cents. You'll get all sorts of cool stuff like free copies of Bill's books.
Yeah, all of them.
All of them. He's just going to send them on over to you.
I randomly send out free audiobook versions too.
Yep.
So that's a lot.
We have a bunch of different awards. We'll write you letters. We'll sing you songs. We'll do a podcast just for you.
You get advance copies of some podcasts that we delay the release of too. You get them the night we record them.
In audio form instead of just the video.
Yeah, but right now we have 30 patrons currently giving us $149.74 a month.
Woohoo!
We love each and every one of you. That went up since last time.
That did go up since last time.
We definitely want to thank all of you. You guys are the cool kids. You guys are the Cool Kids Club, and we are happy to have you in the Cool Kids Club. If you want to join the Cool Kids Club and freeze out I lost it.
That was awful.
Patreon.com/universebox. Patreon.com/universebox. And remember to think outside.
Woohoo.
Yes. Okay, so we have more stories.
And I don't.
This is a big one.
This is a big one. Huge one, and this sort of amplified what Strange is doing.
Well, this has been speculation for a while, and then there were some rumors that we thought were a bit fishy, but then it turns out
they were true.
Yes, Jada Pinkett Smith returning to the set of Gotham. We saw a little glimpse of her red hairdo. Yes. In the mid-season finale, but it's officially confirmed. They haven't confirmed much about it, but Jada Pinkett Smith will be back as Fish Mooney.
Yes,
this season.
Yay!
I'm very excited.
I'm so excited. And actually, no, never mind. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I know some people were a little uneven on Fish Mooney. Especially as she stretched out as one of the main villains throughout the course of the season. But I think bringing her in for a very tight series of episodes, I don't
think she's going to be here for the whole half season.
3-4 episodes. I assume a bit darker than she was before.
And you know what? That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Because she was pretty dark.
She was evil. Now she's jaded, probably. Because
she's jaded.
Yeah, she's jaded.
You don't cross Jada.
But I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
I can't wait to see the first scene between her and Penguin. Her and Pengy Pants. It's going to be awesome. What's up?
Bobby was like, no! And I told him to stop.
Fair enough.
One more that I don't know why I didn't put this in is we get the first.
This is pretty major.
This is actually pretty huge. We get the first pictures of Paul Rubens, aka PB Herman, playing Papa Cobbleput. And.
Yes, right there, the first picture. And this was tweeted out by Danny Cannon back in January, but we haven't had a spoiler party.
We haven't had anything. And, we did so much, tweeting in the off season. I forgot what we did and didn't share. So this is one thing. Yeah, check it out.
And this, it definitely looks not too, it looks like it could be an older version of the Cobblepot Senior that Paul Rubens played in Batman Returns. Like, it doesn't look that far off. And nice to see them together. And it's going to be a good time. Also, if you guys haven't seen the trailer for the new Pee-wee movie, looks excellent. The Netflix one by Judd Apatow.
Not a fan.
It's going to be great.
Not a fan.
It's coming out next month, I think. No. It's going to be the month of Pee-wee, because Pee-wee's playing Oswald's daddy, and he's playing Pee-wee again.
Interesting.
And, he looks a bit more his own age here, though, for sure.
Yeah, the taping anyway.
Yeah, for the Pee-wee movie, they like tape his skin back and stuff to like make his kind of give him an artificial facelift almost.
Basically,
it's fun.
He probably wouldn't agree to a real one.
Yeah, and Franny says, "No, I love Pee-wee Herman. Me too."
Yeah, no,
definitely.
No, thank you.
And Tom C says, "Such an amazing likeness between Robin and Paul." Definitely.
I'm excited. Yeah,
yeah. They, they both have very angular faces.
Yeah, and the noses were working and everything.
Definitely. Here, I'll get a little bit of a bigger picture of that for our live viewers over on the YouTubes. Okay, so let's see here. What is coming up next? Okay, so we have a promo, right? Yes, the chilling new chapter begins. Aww. So let's see what we have to look forward to here. Lots of stuff with Mr. Freeze, a frozen cop.
It is really cool. And like the words etched into the ice.
Free my wife, wasn't it?
I couldn't see.
I saw Alfred and Bruce kind of.
I see Tabitha and Butch.
More frozen cops. Penguin in an electric chair. Strange. There's the clip from last season. Alfred getting dropped.
Was that Ed?
Yeah, that was Ed with a question mark on Gordon's picture.
Oh.
It's going to be good.
Ed knows everything at this point, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he knows everything, but I think he's still waiting to be found out. But I mean, we really don't know though, because I mean,
he's one of those.
Gordon knows that Ed and Penguin were buddy.
Yeah, so
but I don't know if Gordon's acted on it, or he might have his own problems.
I think he's got plenty of his own problems. I think Ed knows about Gordon, but Gordon doesn't know about Ed.
Mm-hmm.
So, Gordon might just assume that he's a little shady just because of his associations and rooming with Penguin. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he has any idea what he's up against.
Over in the chat room, Morgan Scorpion says, "Is a frozen policeman a copsicle?" Definitely.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely. Michael Lucero asked, "Who's the Asian guy in the trailer that appears?"
That would be Speedy Wong.
Yeah, that's Speedy Wong playing Hugo Strange. You might want to tell him in the chat room, so I don't know if he has audio. We'll go ahead and move on to the next story, and this we'll just lightly touch on because, we love a lot of the stuff that comes out for Gotham. This we weren't super impressed with, but I think for me it has more to do with my bias against motion comics.
This thing
than anything. But yeah, they're releasing I think it's a 4-part motion comic that they've been playing before the X-Files on.
Is that when they're playing it?
Yeah, which is in Gotham's time slot right now, called Gotham Stories, which basically tells the story of Penguin trying to relaunch his criminal enterprise, and along with Catgirl, and meow, 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 then a very frozen character comes in to spoil his mood. So these are okay. I mean, they're fine. They do get all the actors from Gotham to voice their characters, which is nice. But at the same time, I'm not a huge fan of motion comics because it doesn't feel like comics to me. It feels more like it reminds me of the Marvel cartoons from the 60s, where they basically took the comic frames and animated them very badly. Yeah, and again, no insult to anyone who worked on these or anything. They're just not my cup of tea.
No.
Just not my cup of tea.
They're definitely, and I feel like they're almost, I appreciate what they're trying to do, and since if X-Files is in their slot, trying to keep the Gotham people happy, since it's such a long hiatus and all that.
Yeah.
I think they're actually almost too short. I'm not a huge fan of the way they're done.
Yeah.
But I think, another 30 seconds wouldn't be terrible.
I definitely think they're going to be the glue that kind of glues together the season finale with where Penguin is once we hit. You
mean the mid-season?
Yeah, the mid-season finale.
And
the comeback. I don't know if we're going to see Penguin get arrested in this, but I think we're going to see the cops show up or something by the end of it, because I think the last one's out this week.
Okay.
So keep an eye out on that. They're both over on Fox and on the Gotham YouTube channel.
Yes.
So check them out. Lots of love for Miss Kringle.
We all miss Miss Kringle.
Rip Miss Kringle. I don't think she's going to come back.
Nope. I'm pretty sure she's done for...
She's been in the ground too long.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Okay, so to wrap it up here, we do have a couple of descriptions from episode 12 and episode 13 of this season, the first two to coming back. Anne-Marie, why don't you go ahead and read the one for episode 12, Mr. Freeze, and I'll get episode 13.
Okay. A chilling villain emerges in Gotham on an all-new Gotham. Penguin takes a hit for Gallivan's murder, but doesn't let Gordon off easily. Meanwhile, Gordon and Bullock investigate the body-snatching spree of Victor Fries, guest star Nathan Darrow, one of Gotham's preeminent cryogenics engineers, words I don't use daily, in the all-new Rise of the Villains, Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze,
Mr. Freeze.
This is interesting.
Huh.
Sorry, my mouse is gone here.
Oh, that's not good.
Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know.
Did your battery die?
My battery might have died. That's fine.
No!
It's all right. Get a little more juice out of this. Hold on. Let me see here. We can go to the next story. Oh, wait.
No, you were the next. Okay. What do you want me to talk about?
There we go. Okay, we have some press photos from Mr. Freeze here, too, which I'll need a mouse to do.
Okay, hold on. Well, you can't show them, though.
The wonders of live streaming, folks. Let's see here.
If you can't, I can give you mine.
Here, do you have double A's in there?
I have one double A.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, give it to me.
Okay.
Nice. The wonders of live, folks.
There you go.
All
you
right.
need it more than I do.
Definitely, because I'm controlling the
Everything.
stream here. Yeah.
I still have the scrolly pad.
I still don't have a mouse. Interesting.
Oh, that's not fun.
No. Oh, okay. I got it back.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. So yeah, we have some press photos from Mr. Freeze. Thank you for sticking with. I think Mr. Freeze got to my mouse. Honestly. Okay. We have Jim Gordon looking pensively. We have Hugo Strange walking down a hallway. We have Jim Gordon looking in an apartment for something. Looks like.
I have to look on your computer. I can't see mine.
I mean, there are a lot of promo photos.
They're just promo photos.
Yeah,
Pardon the
I don't think
squeaking.
there's really a lot to glean from it.
I don't think you can, especially they're not going to give us a lot coming back. And let's be honest, most weeks we don't get too much for that. So. And
Bobby in the chat room says, glad to see they are taking a hint from the animated series for Freeze's storyline. Yes, definitely. I feel it's going to be like a hop, skip, and a jump before that version of the storyline, but it's going to be pretty close too. Okay, and last, we'll wrap up with the episode description for episode 13, A Dead Man Feels No Cold. You know
Tag,
why?
It's on you.
Because dead bodies...
already cold.
Yep. Okay, as Gordon, Bullock, and Barnes continue the search for Victor Fries, guest star Nathan Darrow, they are forced to look to his wife, Nora, for help. Meanwhile, Penguin is introduced to Hugo Strange, and Alfred reveals some crucial information to Bruce about his parents' murderer.
Alfred!
In the all-new Rise of the Villains, A Dead Man Feels No Cold.
How did we talk for 45 minutes and not mention Alfred once?
I know, right?
That's inappropriate.
Mm-hmm. And I think we mentioned this last season in the news at some point, but they have cast Joe...
yeah, Matches Malone.
Matches Malone, rather. Yeah.
Why do I know things you don't?
He's the dude. I said Joe Chill because he's the guy who killed him back in the day.
Yeah.
Killed the Waynes. But yeah,
they've cast Matches. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be delving more into that story, which is fun.
I bet it's on the computer.
Yeah.
There's stuff on the computer that leads to it.
There's like a 16-bit JPEG of Matches Malone. Takes 20 minutes to download. Yeah, and Franny says, thanks, that was fun. Nice chatting with everyone. Thank you guys,
Thank
too.
you so much.
We love our chatters. Let's give them one more shout out. Bobby, Franny, Michael Lucero, Morgan Scorpion, Tom C., a.k.a. Joe the Cop, and us. And Chancer.
The
most important one of all. No, but if you guys want to join us, chat's always a lot of fun. We're talking new episodes of Gotham. We're going to be returning a week from this Tuesday.
Wow.
8:30 p.m. EST, live.universebox.com. We'd love to see you over there.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Totally.
And again, thank you to John Stephens.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, John. Yay.
Yeah, for the interview. Tom C. says, you guys rock. Have a great night to all my pals. You
Good
too,
night,
Tom.
sir.
And thank you to Rebecca Johnson for this lovely penguin poster that is now part of our set forever and ever. That we got sent. And let's see, Anne-Marie, where can people find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at DeSimone.
And as for me, you can follow me on Twitter at Bill Meeks. You can follow all of the podcasts we do at universebox.com. And you can pick up my series of superhero adventures, Dogboy Adventures, at dogboyadventures.com. And you can get all the show notes for this episode, which you might want.
To.
At legendsofgotham.com.
Hey, we didn't tell people how they can write to us and stuff, did we?
Oh, we didn't? Yeah. If you guys want to once the show comes back, if you want to send in your feedback,
we love feedback.
Email legendsofgotham@gmail.com, Twitter @legendsofgotham, Facebook is facebook.com/legendsofgotham, and the voicemail number, which we almost always play, is 424-274-2352. Again, that's 424-274-2352. Oswald's about to bust out of the joint, so we got to go. Until next time, join us next time for more Legends of Gotham.
Do, 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 do. I love being back.
I know, it's fun, right?
It's fun.
It's a good time.
It's like I almost forgot what we were doing.
I love having my mouse crap out on me midway through the stream. That's a lot of fun. Oh no, but thank you guys again so much for coming.
So much.
It was a great episode. We thought it was going to be 20 minutes, 15 minutes of John and 5 minutes of us barking back and forth. But you guys made it worth it. We're gonna love seeing you back. Absolutely. With some murderitas.
I want a murderita. Can we make murderita Mondays?
Murderita Mondays? I like it. I absolutely love it.
Gotham Monday is Murderita Monday.
Perfect. It's a plan. It's a plan, Stan. All right, guys. We love you. Good night. Farewell.